Ashley ji, do you think there is an overrepresentation from one section in the media and institutions that essentially form perception about a particular community and a country? Because it seems that, and a lot of people are complaining about the woke culture seeping into Indian universities as well. And this is very reflective of what is happening in countries like America.
Yeah, I think, I think we're kind of seeing from exactly what Cliff and Joyita said, is that it's not the media on its own that's perpetrating this narrative. It is all very tied together with academia, with political elites, with the global order. So I absolutely think that certain media outlets, they almost have something like a pipeline of influence to certain other places. And the pipeline, there's clearly a pipeline between the legacy media at least in the United States, and elite universities probably around the world. And part of that pipeline is also what's now becoming globalized culture. So, who is Neil Young backing, and how does it all align, in his case with the Democratic Party, with the New York Times? They're all really neatly aligned. And this is something that concerns me as a media observer, which is that we used to have this tension between government and media, that the media would protect itself from the government through press freedoms. Today, you often have this scenario where the media is working hand in glove with certain parts of the government and certain governments. So in this case, it's very clear that the media is not opposed. There's not a tension between the media and the Biden administration. They're very nicely aligned. And I think the flip side of that we're seeing is that other governments and other regimes find a very sympathetic ear with the media. So just as Cliff was saying, Pakistan might be doing all sorts of crazy stuff all around the world, including within Pakistan, and that doesn't really make news. I mean, you are drastically more likely to come across a story about Indian quote unquote genocide, about the latest one I saw just recently, something about the narrative about India in the New York Times, the narrative of India as repressive and backward. It is so homogenous in the way they report on those specific countries. It never deviates, never. And that's what truly shocks me, is that you can look and say, all right, maybe they've had this kind of coverage, and they want to sort of sprinkle out some counterbalance with some positive coverage or neutral coverage, but it's never like that. It is always just one thing. And that's, right. I think that is what it not only affects academia and culture, but is also affected by academia and culture. It's a dynamic interaction.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.